pardon me, hater, when did you get perfect and what's the secret formula? Because I don't know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Taylor Nicole and today I'm wearing lipstick. I don't ever wear lipstick. Okay, so today I wanted to do a little video on how I deal with haters because we all have them. We all have them, all of us, because this world is full of sad people who are way too perfect for the rest of us. I'm just going to explain to you how I react to haters, how I think you should react to haters, and what I think about them. Honestly, I could sum up everything into one sentence, and that would be that it's just not worth your attention, quite honestly. But let me go into more detail on that, and I would say I used to not get very many haters. I only ever had nice people because the first people that watched my videos was like grandma, mom, and my close friends, so they better not say anything mean to me. And then as my channel continued to grow, as your channel grows, you get more people that are a fan of you, but you get even more people that do not like you at all. And that's just the way it's gonna go sometimes. Sometimes there's gonna be people that don't like you, and that's fine. You're just not their flavor, and that's fine. It's good to be yourself, and I think it's good to speak your mind to a certain extent. Don't offend people too much. You know, there's always going to be people out there that are depressed in their own life and sad and insecure. They're gonna find any way to bring someone else down to their level. The way that I view it is kind of like, I do have empathy for people that do that, because I think if you're a healthy person with a healthy mind, healthy life, like, you're not gonna go out of your way to make someone else feel like shit. You're just not. That's not gonna happen. So I think if someone goes out of their way to make you feel bad about yourself, 99% of the time they're going through their own crap that they just don't know how to talk about. It's usually people that act like they're too tough or too cool and they're perfect and you're not, and they will tell you all of your problems, which they only see about 5% of your life that you put out on the internet, which is not obviously your whole being. There's just so much I could say about this. And they'll see 5% of your life and they'll have an opinion on everything you're doing. But honey, it is your life and you get to choose what you want to do. But I do have some sensitivity towards it because I'm like, wow, that person must be really insecure to feel like the only way for them to feel good about themselves is to tear someone else down. I think a confident person is only going to build other people up. The way I respond to it, if they're just being super inappropriate, like, I mean, I get like hate comments and then I get really inappropriate comments, and I usually try to just not pay attention to them, and I will delete them if they're super inappropriate, but sometimes I just can't monitor all the comments and I just will not reply to them. Like, they're not worth your attention. I just won't even say anything back. Oftentimes if someone is saying something hurtful to you, they're just looking for a reaction, and if you don't give them that reaction, they're gonna get bored and they're gonna go somewhere else they can get a reaction. That's what I've come to find. Also, like, pardon me, hater, when did you get perfect and what's the secret formula? Because I don't know, and I don't know how to be perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. We're all in this world trying to figure out how to do our best and figure it out on the way. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we say things we shouldn't say. There's things on my channel I wish I haven't said, or I wish I said them differently, but I didn't. And some of them I've made videos a year ago or 6 months ago, and I'm like, man, I really wish I would have said that differently, but I can't change it. Like, that's part of my story. That's part of me maturing. That's part of me figuring out who I am. And that's just all of our stories. We're all just going through it. The only thing is I put mine out on the internet. So because of that, a lot of people feel like they have the right to just attack me and say really hurtful things sometimes. And I am human. There are times where I'm like, excuse me, bitch, what did you just call me? Like, I get a little defensive. I'll never let them know that. And the way I respond is just like, I believe in killing with kindness. I don't want to kill anyone. Like, just respond in kindness, and they aren't gonna like that. They're gonna get bored and they're gonna leave. So I'm always respectful to people, because I think that if they're being mean to me, they're just going through their own crap in their life, and I don't want to add to that negativity. I usually will just not respond. Sometimes people need to be corrected. Sometimes people will say things that are just false accusations about my life and about me, where I'm like, I think I can respectfully correct you here. So I've corrected some people and they don't like that. They'll continue to call me names. I've been called some really nasty things. I've told my dad not to read the comments because I'm like, Dad, you're not gonna like that. I've just chosen not to get offended by it. You have to have thick skin if you're gonna put your life on the internet, or even in life in general. There's some things you can learn from this. For example, there was a girl who commented on one of my videos, and there's a video where I was with Garrett and she was commenting on like how it was so rude of me because I kept interrupting him and all this stuff, and like, that's not even that mean of a comment, but she was just making a pretty bold accusation about our relationship and was kind of like, I'm surprised he's with you, like, you're so rude and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I got a little defensive because I'm like, she's making a statement about something she saw in like 2 minutes of a video of our relationship that's like only 5% on the internet and, you know, 95% in real life, where you don't see the rest of it. I obviously treat him well. He wouldn't be with me if I didn't. But it's like people don't know that kind of stuff, and they'll find one little thing wrong with you just to point it out and make you feel like shit. And sorry, pardon my language, because I know my grandma watches these sometimes, or other people in my family that don't like language, but I just don't know how to describe it other than that. They just want to make you feel like shit. They do. And that's like their goal. And if you choose to not let it affect you, it won't affect you. I feel like it's such a mind game. If you know yourself confidently and know what is the truth and what isn't, people can say anything to you and you just choose not to take offense to it and choose not to take it to heart, because it's like they don't know you. If they met you, they would know that wasn't true. They're just trolls. Like people just, their hobby all day is just go around and like make fun of you and all this stuff. That's just what they do. There's always gonna be people like that. But the way that I responded to her was actually like, it was a good like check for me, because I was like, dang, I do kind of like interrupt him a lot, and I interrupt people a lot, but I never have bad intentions about it. So it actually brought up a conversation with me and Garrett where I was like, this girl pointed out that I interrupt you a lot. Like, is that true? And he's like, yeah, I mean, you do sometimes, but he's never had a problem with it. Like if he did, he would have brought it up to me, but I explained to him that comment brought up a conversation in our relationship. I don't know if it would have otherwise. I think there's always room to improve. There's always like things you can learn from. So I told them like I do kind of interrupt people, but it's because like my personality is like, if I think of something, I get so excited, I just want to say it. I don't know, I just like speak my mind, and sometimes I am a little inconsiderate of someone else talking and I'll interrupt them, but it's not because I'm like trying to be rude. I never have bad intentions. I get too excited, so I'll just start talking and interrupt that person. He was like, it's fine. Like he never had a problem with it. Just this other girl had a problem with it. So the way I responded to her was like, I'm wearing this sweatshirt because it's just perfect for this topic, but it says keep her cool. And I was like, okay. I was kind of offended about that, but it's like, I think there's always room to grow. You can either be really offended by what someone says, or you can choose to realize like maybe this is something I can learn from. So I ended up telling her, like I was like, you know, I'm not perfect. I do things that are annoying or rude or disrespectful, but like, don't we all? None of us are perfect. Some of us are rude sometimes. Some of us have things, all of us have things that we can work on. There's always like something you can get better at. So I messaged her back and said like, you know what, thank you for pointing that out. That's actually something I can get better at. I appreciate you letting me know. Hope you have a good day. And I think it was a comment that she was trying to like point out a huge flaw in me and make me feel bad, but I turned it around and made it a compliment and replied to her and thanked her for telling me that. And another person even commented and they're like, wow, that's like the nicest way I've ever seen like a YouTuber respond to a hate comment. And like, I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me to do that, but the whole point of that story is like, I just think that some people are really out to just ruin your day because maybe they didn't have a good day, and maybe you can be that one positive person in their life. I believe that positivity is such like a mind thing, and you can either choose to be offended by what people say or not. You can choose to learn from something, or you can choose to be offended by it. If you can't take criticism well, you're never gonna really grow or get very far in life. Like you kind of have to have thick skin to get far in life. That's just kind of my advice on like hate comments. So I do get them quite a lot. Logistically, the way that I deal with it is they're really inappropriate. Like if a guy is being inappropriate, I will block him because that's not appropriate. And I do not want that kind of community on my channel that is allowed to just say whatever they want. Like I don't want that. And there are, I mean, most of you are positive. So like that's the hard part too, is it's so easy to focus on the negative comments when like I'm getting like 100 nice comments on a video. If I get one negative comment, I remember that one negative comment, and that's just the way that humans are made. But I'm kind of like teaching myself to just put that aside and like learn from it. If they're pointing out something that's like legit, then I'm like, okay, how can I get better at that instead of getting offended or responding in a rude way? If I don't know a nice way to respond, I won't respond, and that's kind of just the way it goes. If I don't respond to your hate comment, it's probably because I just had nothing to say to you. I'm not gonna act like I'm so much better than these people saying that, because I do believe like if someone's going out and just trolling you, they're obviously in a place in their life where they feel like they have to bring others down. A normal person would never go out and do that. So my encouragement is just to like do the best you can do. And if someone says something and you like, it's just the classic phrase, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I tend to do that. I would just be like, I'll read a comment and I'll be like, okay, that's really annoying, but I'll just keep scrolling, and I forget about it. Like I forget about it in like 5 minutes. It doesn't have to ruin your day. Try not to focus on it. Just know yourself and know the people in your life and your relationships, and choose to learn from things that could be constructive criticism, but just do your best not to respond in a harsh way, because that's the reaction they want. And I have never had a hate comment continue to comment negative things after I said something nice, because I think they were looking for negativity They weren't finding it, so they went somewhere else and I didn't have to deal with them anymore. I've only ever had to block like 5 people for saying some pretty nasty stuff. That's kind of how I deal with hate comments. You just gotta do you, boo-boo. You gotta be confident in yourself. Yeah, people are always gonna have shit to say, but like, dude, it's your life. It's your life. Who cares what other people think? As long as you're not harming anyone, especially if you're doing good. If you're doing something good for someone and they still have negative stuff to say about it, like there's always gonna be someone that doesn't like what you're doing. Always. So the most important thing is that you like what you're doing. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe some of you learned something from this. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.